This podcast includes explicit language and sensitive topics that some may find offensive.
All views expressed belong to the individual speaking and not a representation of any entity that we have been, am now, or will be affiliated with. It's your chance to back out now.
That being said, if not,
enjoy the show.
Previously on The Black Man Misunderstood.
How is the Ascension different than Black Man Misunderstood, other than the fact that it's Christian based?
So, Black Man Misunderstood, we tend to focus on the plight and the stories and
Black man misunderstood.
It's your boy Mike B.
In the Neighborhood Therapist.
welcome back to The Black Man Misunderstood. Here we discuss topics about the black man that others are afraid to speak on. I'm your host, Mike B, and this is episode 7 of season 4. Relationships and marriage. Double down. Joining me as always, my brother, the neighborhood therapist, but I call him Just. Introduce yourself to the people, my brother.
Yeah, man. Justice Payne Tyson, licensed professional counselor, supervisor. Real quick. They told me to stop being humble about it and address it, so I'm gonna address it. I do know I am aware that there are other people out there calling themselves the neighborhood therapist. It is in the process of being trademarked, and am I going to come after you? Probably not, because I embody what the neighborhood therapist is, what you think about when you hear neighborhood therapist. But for real, the biggest difference is I am the neighborhood therapist with an emphasis on the hood. If you look at the name, it's the neighbor, and then it has quotations in the hood therapist. So I want to show out all love to all the neighborhood therapists out there. I don't feel like that's a far fetched. You know what I mean? It's a name. It's a phrase. It's a dope name. People like it. They rock with it by all means. But there is only one, the neighbor, emphasis on the hood therapist. So that is me. I am him. All that. But what's poppin', my brother?
Way to check them folks, bro. But yo,
I just had to let it be known, man. It's a lot
yeah,
of
man.
Yeah,
man.
all good.
You gotta let them know. You gotta let them know.
Yeah,
Trademark. Marketing is key to everything.
Right. Let them pop out, man. You know what I mean? If it got to get to a point where I got to send a cease and desist, reluctantly I might do it. You know what I mean? But what harm are they really?
And they just spreading your name some more. It's all good.
It's all good, man. But
it's all good.
Let's get into the topic real quick, man.
Yes, sir.
Speaking for myself and maybe others that feel like me, I feel like there are times for married folks, even relationships, where you sitting there, you scratching your head, and you like, yo, God, you told me, or at least you sent somebody to tell me that this person is my significant other. This rough. This hard. I'm gonna attempt to trust you on this one, and I know I might get killed for what I'm about to say. I'm gonna attempt to trust you on this one, but the human in me is like, golly, bro. Like, what's popping? Like, this a lot. Why I can't just go boom, 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 boom? If you feel like that, this episode is 100% for you. Even if you don't believe in the higher power, you just going through something and you attempting to change over a new leaf. You've been in them streets and you trying to be a better man, a better woman, or whatever it is that you identify as. This is for you. Like, if you really trying to double down on your marriage, double down on your relationship, we'll walk you through it. We got you.
Talk to us, Mike. Facts. Woo! When we start off like that though. I got you. So basically, I think this is one of the questions that anybody has asked, or maybe they haven't asked or haven't thought to ask, but they have always thought about. And it's, what are the pitfalls that aren't spoken enough in relationships, and much less in marriage? Why don't they tell you about these things? So we're going to go off on a list of a couple topics that we have here, and we're going to answer it truthfully. All right, first one on the list is growing pains. I don't think people speak on this enough, right? I think I think what it is people tell you one thing like, oh, you got to get to know the person, you got to understand where they're coming from, what their family situation. But even still, a lot of that is still surface level.
Mm-hmm.
Like growing pains, especially if you start living together, that's when everything starts to show, in my opinion.
Mm.
And I seen it in my own relationship. There was certain things that I did when I wasn't living with her that when I end up living with her, we had to actually have a legit conversation and talk about it to resolve it. And it was things that she did prior to us being not living together to where we're living together now that, yeah, we had to have conversations about it. And that was all part of the growing pains. Understanding what people like to do, right? So now growing pains in like different situations, it varies because like some growing pains could be like how someone handles the dishes, how often one cooks, who takes out the trash, who washes the clothes. All that stuff could be part of growing pains. And I'm really just talking about surface level stuff, even at this point. It's actually actions of actually what you're doing in a home. But there's other things like going out, hanging out with the friends, extracurricular activities, meaning if you do athletics, going to the gym, all that different stuff. You have to start incorporating individuals in your schedule, especially if situations where you may have only one vehicle, you don't have a vehicle, or you live in a city and you're coming from all the way on one side of the town to the other side of the town. So you got to fix your schedules because you also want to have time for each other. Growing pains.
Right. Right. So this is what I would say about growing pains. I'm a big advocate of adaptation, but where I think my wires got crossed here on Black Men Misunderstood is I didn't fully go into that. I brushed it. I brushed it. Here is my actual theory on compromise and adaptation. In the beginning of the relationship, I'm gonna say relationship, not the marriage. In beginning of the relationship, for about year 1 to about 3.5. Now that's a long time, right? I just want you to bear with me. From year 1 to 3.5, you can work on compromise. You and the significant other can work on compromise. What I mean by compromise is you have to lose something. So in my scenario, when I met my wife, we were in college. She told me in like month 2.5, 3 months. That's how rugged she is. That to give you a picture of how wild my wife is. She sat me down and was like, "Hey, you got a nasty attitude, and I understand why you got a nasty attitude. You feel like you got to do this, 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 this." She went into some deep stuff, but she was like, "When it comes to me, this is what I expect. This and this and this." In that instance, there was no adaptation to the attitude. It was a compromise. I had to lose the attitude and then lose my edge because that's what attracted her to me. My attitude, though, the way I was addressing her, it had to die. Lose, die, same thing. You understand? So it was a compromise on my part. And then it was something I asked her to compromise. That took however long it took, but it got killed. It's done. You lost that. Now we fast forward. There's still things in the 15 goddamn years that we've been together. You feel me? Right? There are still things where we have to adapt to because my other theory is that the growing pains, right? Every 3 to 5 years, your significant other changes on you.
I knew he was coming with it, bro. I knew he was
Changes on
coming
you.
with it.
You know what I'm saying? Because when I met her, butter pecan ice cream was her thing. Now, if a dude knew her from back then, right, and tried to get back with her, he would think, "Oh, I know what to do. I'm gonna get her some butter pecan ice cream. That's her thing." Nope. I'm not gonna tell you what her new favorite ice cream is because that'd be stupid. But it ain't that. It's far from that, which is crazy. You know what I mean? And as the significant other, right? That's a growing pain to most men because it's gonna be like, damn, well, when I met you, this was your thing. How you just like switch like that? Like, how you switch your favorite color? Bro, it's growing pains, man. Think about how you was when you was a teenager.
Bruh.
You was super active, right? sometimes you would feel the little tingle right here in your elbow. You know what I mean? The shoulder hurt and stuff like that because you were growing. You know what I mean? Some of us were getting taller. Some of us stayed the damn same. You know what I mean?
You said that too hard there, sir.
Hey, it's just facts. It's just facts, right? You know what I mean? Your bones are stretching and things like that. The one thing that was true about that was you couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
You had to sleep on it, accept it as it is, and adapt.
Yeah.
When we're talking about growing pains in a relationship, that's what I'm talking about. But from year 1 to 3.5, there needs to be compromise. There need to be things falling off of you, things falling off of her, baggage included. Let that baggage out. Let them things fall off of each other, right? So that when we get to year 3, 3.5, some of y'all are overachievers. You might hit it in a year, whatever. That's when you start adapting to one another, man. And then we get into this next topic. Hit us with it, man. Hit us with it.
Woo! Well, I'm gonna do both of them because they go hand in hand, right?
Mm.
So it's two individuals becoming one, and premarital counseling. I feel like these two topics are both needed in hand because they're basically leveling you up. They're going to marriage, right? Two becomes one. That's marriage. Premarital counseling. That's learning and getting advice about how to handle your marriage ahead of time. Both are needed. Start premarital counseling. I did not realize how important premarital counseling is and needed till I actually was married and actually had conversations with other married couples besides
Even
you.
before I told you?
Even before you told me, bro.
Dang, that's crazy.
Bro.
My words was mush.
No. But hear me out. You know, we talked about this. I've always said whoever it is, premarital counseling, I had to be a part of it. Had to do it. Some shape, some fashion, had to do it. I was always planning on doing that. But my understanding of how much needed, I didn't realize until later on. Like, even after I got married, I saw it. I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot more sense to me. And like, to hear other people's perspectives is like, yeah, if we didn't do that, and if I didn't wait a certain amount of time, I don't know if we'd be married right now. That's what someone told me the other day. And I was like, I had to think about that. Because like, I've told the engagement story, and even till this day, like Steph still maintains if I originally proposed when I did, we would not have been married at that point, and I probably wouldn't be dating Steph. So everything happens for a reason. But at the same time, let me get back to premarital and two becoming one. So two becoming one. I don't think people understand this to T. They take this and think that you're crushing who you are as an individual to become one in a union. No. It's two individuals coming together to make something greater. That's what people don't understand. When you hear two becomes one, it's not a man coming in and the wife's falling underneath. Nah, there's a whole hierarchy and stuff, and I believe that, but that's head of household. That's a whole nother side story. What I'm specifically talking about, two becoming one, is a family. And people don't look at it that way. And the Bible says leave and cleave. That means you're leaving your family, respective families, to come together to make a new one. That's where the two becomes one, and people confuse that.
I got a little rebuttal about that.
Oh, Lord. Here you go. Come on.
I got a little rebuttal about that. You're not going to like it.
Bring it.
Unless I have to reread, right? So kill me in the comments if you got to. It tells the man to leave and cleave his family. It doesn't tell the woman to do it.
No, you're right. No, you're right.
Yo, you know me, bro. I'm one of them stickler type people, bro.
I know you are.
And when I read it, I was waiting for the shoe to drop, and I'm like, it never said anything about what she. It does tell you what she do, but it didn't say she leave and cleave her family. Which, and I'm not trying to take away from your point, which explains why a lot of times, a lot of marriages, you will see men around their wives' family more than you will see them around the family that they were born with. I'm gonna leave that alone. Go ahead. Just something to think about and chew on.
No. I've thought about that, and that's. I would say that's true. I'm not even gonna front. That is definitely true.
Mm-hmm.
But I think yes, it tells the man to leave and cleave. But I think the more so that reason is because men are in Christianity, in the Bible, meant to lead. They're head of households. And before people start and try to come crazy at us in the comments about what I'm about to say, head of household doesn't mean everything you say and everything you do is the right way to do it and is the only way to do it.
Right.
Head of household means you have the covering over your family.
Right.
Totally different, because your wife is a helpmate. That doesn't mean she's your assistant. She is your codependent person who helps you in different situations to make decisions and to do stuff. So don't get that twisted when I say head of household. It's a covering thing. So that's why I say it makes sense.
No argument.
But the two becoming one. It's really I think people really misunderstand this nowadays. And people use it purposely to destroy the institution of marriage, or try to destroy it. I'm not gonna say they destroy it. They try to destroy it. Because I always think about it like this. Two becomes one. So when you have a kid and that kid has a problem at school, one parent can't make it, the other makes it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's not always going to be the case. It shouldn't be always the same parent. Right? Some instances, there's one parent that's more available than the other. That happens. But it shouldn't be the same one. Because in my household, growing up, even though most people know I didn't have a greatest relationship with my father, and my mother wasn't here long enough to see me in my teen years, my mom would handle it. Father came home, he heard about it. If it was that gruesome, he'll handle it himself too. Round two. So that's how I look at it. That's just this example of two becoming one. Y'all one accord. And I think that's a major issue when it comes to this, because I feel like people think they're going to lose their individuality and who they are as an individual when they get into a marriage, where that's not the case. You don't lose who you are. You just add someone along the journey. And then, of course, you have to adjust certain things, like we said previously. Anything else, my brother?
Oh, yeah. So I'm starting premarital counseling. Again, I guess this episode, I'm not going to be nice about it. I'm not doing the humble thing. I gotta really, I'm getting messages, I'm getting calls, emails, you let me know, for me to just talk that ish. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm a licensed professional counsel supervisor, and one of my specialties is couples, reigniting flames, going ahead and telling y'all to go forward with that divorce. That's what I do. Like, really, for real. Like, I am him. I've seen over 200 couples. I can stand on any information we talk about when it comes to couples. Premarital counseling. It depends. That's what I'm going to say. If you are 100% of the world, you don't believe in a higher power, you don't believe in much of anything, just go get premarital counseling the usual way. You know what I mean? From a therapist that can see it from both lenses, will be unbiased, do that thing. Okay. So got y'all covered. Now, for those that believe in a higher power, this is what I'm gonna tell you. You need to have a premarital counseling in your respective religious background, and then you need to have premarital counseling with what y'all consider worldly therapists, which would be me, I guess. But I mean, it's not true, but you know, what I mean, like the way that the religious backgrounds look at therapy and counseling is if it's not done with a pastor or rabbi or such, they consider that worldly counseling. That's what the religious folks say. So I'm not bashing that. I'm gonna leave it alone.
So I will rebut you on that real quick.
Okay.
So I've learned this is thank God for my new church. I've learned that's a stigmatism in the church, right? Because it's always about pray. All I do is pray to God, and all my situations will be fixed. No. That's not how it works. The Bible says have wisdom, right?
Mhm.
And the wisdom is, yes, you pray to God, but also you have to do your part and understand what you have to do. So go seek that therapist who is a Christian to help you through the situation. Not, and I wouldn't call you a worldly therapist, sir. I wouldn't do that.
But you actually are proving my point. You're proving my point because if the preachers are telling you the teachings are telling you right to go seek out somebody who is a Christian and is a therapist, that's still spiritual. That's still a religious thing because they're coming at it from the Christian standpoint or the religious standpoint or whatever you decide, which is okay, which is what I want you to do.
Oh yeah.
But seeing how, as I believe we are spiritual beings having a human experience, I need you also to go find a therapist that is not going to base therapy off of any type of religion, and they're going to come at you from a worldly standpoint.
So, but that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to get at. I don't know. I don't see. What I've learned is therapists who are Christian, they don't base their therapy off of Christianity. They just happen to be a Christian. So their belief system is the same belief system as yours, but they're using the therapeutic view because, in my belief, everything comes from God anyway. So it doesn't really matter. So,
of course. I'm telling you though, listen, Mike, you talking for you on this one though. I'm talking to those people that really they really over there, really, really on that other side. It's okay to do premarital counseling with the pastor who is going to marry you. I think that is important, right? Because or the rabbi, whoever is going to marry you, right? Go through that, right? But don't stop there and go, hey, we had premarital counseling. To me, I'm just like, you had half premarital counseling.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
I'm like, you had half premarital counseling. No disrespect to the pastor, the rabbi. Y'all go hard. Y'all went to schooling for what y'all went to schooling for. But this over here on the other side, it's a different type of situation. You're talking about money according to the holy book and how it transfers into the world. This side over here, the therapist over here, is going to talk about money situations and how it's happening in real time. This. They're not going to bring up religion, though. It just hits different. Neither one is wrong or right or anything like that. I'm just telling people, listen to me. Go get a religious therapist, or not therapist, religious counsel for premarital counseling, and then also do premarital counseling with somebody that is not going to bring up religion in it. Trust me, it'll help you because it's a worldly matter and then it's a spiritual matter, and you're getting hit from both angles.
All right, so now I see what you're doing, and I'm now picking up what you're putting down.
Right.
And I think what I was more so talking about is because there are pastors who are actually therapists and they're licensed to do that. So that's what I'm talking about.
No,
I think you're specifically talking about those individuals who go to the pastor for premarital counseling,
right?
That aren't licensed, trained professionals, but then they also do. All right. I see.
Do both. Do both.
Yeah.
And dare I say it, I'm not trying to throw no shade. Even if pastor is a licensed counselor, still go seek out somebody that's not a pastor, so you can have both angles. So
yeah.
you want to be in the, shout out to Jonathan Caesar, LPC, right? Cold brother, work with him, great therapist. He hit me with a I don't know if I don't think he cared about this information coming out. So me and him was talking about seeing therapists. And he gave us super pertinent look at it. He was like, man, I'm the type of person that I'm gonna go seek somebody completely different than me. I might go get an Asian woman. She don't understand where I come from, but she gonna give me a different perspective. And it hit me, and I was like, that's it.
Wow.
That's it right there. That's it, brother. That's it. You hey, who's that chick? You guessed it. You's right. I forgot who that is, but him. That's it.
Yo,
you gotta have a different perspective sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then other times you need somebody that looks like you and feel like you, move like you. You can get that. You can have both. That's all I'm telling people. Just make for premarital counseling specifically. Do both if you have a spiritual background. Okay, which leads me to my next point. This is why I said do both. People are under the assumption, right? And this is just me. This is my theory. This is how I feel about it. That two becoming one is equivalent to 1 + 1 = 2. You would be wrong.
Oh.
2 becoming 1 is 1 + 1 = 3. Because
ooh, I know where you going. Come on.
Hear me out. Hear me out, right? On the spiritual side of things, obviously, you're gonna go 1 + 1 = 3 because the third is God. That's your foundation, right? That's spiritual. That's super easy though, right? Let me give you the worldly human side of things so I can really blow your mind. 1 + 1 = 3 because if you look at a relationship, right? Pick a relationship and you go 1 + 1 = 2. Oh yeah, they relationship makes sense. That's what's up. Okay. That's the response. But if you look at a relationship and you go 1 + 1 = 3, yo, they different. How are they making it, man? They like super different. They do this. I don't even see brothers open the car doors for their wives, stuff like that. It gets a human thinking. You done motivated them or you done turned them into a hater. Either way, you got their attention and now they thinking. You planting seeds in them without even talking or without even doing anything. That
actions.
That to me shows me two coming one. Because when two people can walk in a room and everybody go, I wonder what they do. Okay. That shows how in tune y'all are. But if two people walk in a room, they married, and you go, oh, they married. And you go on about your day, or you look at them, you go on about your day, that's 1 + 1 = 2. I'm not trying to be rude to nobody, okay? The neighborhood therapist is here to talk truth, though. When you sitting at the restaurant and you looking at everybody coming in the door because you like me, you got your back to the door. You know what I mean? To the window so you can see the door. You know what I mean? You get the exit. You know where the exit's at, and you see couples come in, right? You see couples come in. Most of the couples, you go, okay, they're a couple, and you do this. You do this. You don't. It's not that serious to you. But then there's that one couple that they come in. You go, boy, they look good together. Okay, I see y'all. Shit.
Hey,
that's 1 + 1 = 3.
Hey,
that's two becoming one for real.
I'll tell you like this. Everyone knows I say it every season. I am a Christian. What the neighborhood therapist just did, it just flipped it on his head and told you what you see from a Christian background, worldly view of what the flesh sees.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you doing, brother. That's all you doing right now.
I 100%. Now, this is me going to the spiritual back. I 100% believe if it is really 2 + 1 and 1 coming together. I mean, two becoming one. It has to be ordained, and when it's ordained, regardless if you are spiritual or if you're an atheist or what if you don't believe in anything, right? Or you just believe that the grass is just green because it's green. It doesn't matter. You can feel the energy when that couple walks in, when it's ordained. Trust me. Trust me, bro. And I'm gonna get into this later. But for For the longest time, before I knew that me and my wife were ordained, people would be like, "Yo, y'all, it's just something about y'all. How y'all so young and y'all doing this and doing this and this and this?" And I couldn't explain that. And then I got a little wiser, spirituality wise, and then
Ooh,
started
speak on it.
understanding things, how things play out. Let's talk
Yeah.
about outside factors, man. Let's get into
Bruh.
it.
Outside factors. All right. So outside factors could be a pitfall or not. And I've learned this.
I
Right?
give you that.
But the thing is using your discernment to know which outside factors are for your marriage
Mm-hmm.
and which outside factors are only for you. Now people gonna look at me and be like, "What you talking about? Aren't for you meaning for the marriage?" No. You have those people who, if you go talk to them, talk about your significant other, your spouse, your wife, husband, whoever, and you be like, "Man, I don't know why she acting this way, or I don't know why he doing what he doing," and they're gonna speak life into you. Like, did you happen to see it from their point of view? Maybe they're just a little tired that this is always the way that it happens. Maybe they want you to do it a different way to make it work. Right? They give you perspective and lead you back to your significant other. But then you have these other folks who are only in it for you. Oh, you need to drop him like a bad habit if he ain't doing that for you. That's what I mean by people that's for your marriage and people that's for you. Because you could be for the marriage and they could be for you also because they want you to be healthy in your marriage. But there's individuals that could talk to you and only be healthy for you and want your marriage to crumble or don't realize they're feeding the seeds to destroy it. Outside factors.
Love it. I love it. For those of you, right, that are super logical, y'all understand what Mike said. It went in. Y'all got it. Y'all processed that. For those that are creatives, y'all are like, you're gonna have to break that down for me. I got you. That's why I'm here. Your marriage is a pool. Think of a big ass pool, whatever size you want, right? In order to keep the pool blue, what the color that it's supposed to be for pool purist, right? I need you to understand something. You're an outdoor pool. You're not an indoor pool. Okay. So you can choose to have your pool covered from the elements, right? Which is the easy way out. No problem. You got it made. You got money. You got money if you able to do that. A lot of y'all folks in Florida, y'all got covered pools. Y'all got money. You know what I mean? Us out here in Texas, we leave our pools out here to the element. All right. That's a little dig. That's a little dig. But for your pool, for the most part, is uncovered outside, right? Which means it's exposed to outside forces, outside factors. You can't control the weather, okay? The powers that be may be able to, but we can't right now anyway, all right? So this is what I'm trying to get you to understand. Because you're a standalone pool, the only thing you can do is move water and flow. The outside factors are leaves, pollen, you name it. Rain. Rain is acidic when it hits. You know your pH level is off in your pool. Your alkalinity is off. So it's a lot of things going on there. As far as humans are concerned, you have to be careful who you're choosing to work on your pool. Your pool is your marriage. Remember this, folks. So you're gonna have people come in and they're gonna place chemicals on you. You have to decide, hey, that's too much. You're going to throw our pH way off. Or you know what? That's just enough. We can take that. Stop it right there. Appreciate you so much. That was good that you gave to us. You're going to have people that have genuine concern for your marriage and they're going to pour. Okay. You have to decide when to tell them enough or, hey, can I get a little more? Right. Those are the good people. Then you're going to have those that Micah are talking about. They're going to come in, they're going to show, hey, these are chemicals. But really, they just pouring rainwater into your pool. How does that help me? They're pouring Gatorade into your pool. How does that help me? Well, it's blue Gatorade. Nice concept, but it doesn't help me. I have to filter that out. You're harming my marriage. As the pool, for my creative folks, right? As you are the pool, just pay attention to who's pouring into you and how much and what the chemical is. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. But if you want a cheat code, just cover the pool. Just cover the pool. Just cover the pool. Just cover the pool.
You a best
This
for
way,
that.
you can invite an individual in to place chemicals in. But when you're an outdoor pool, as most marriages are, you can't really control that. Whoever gonna come. It don't matter if you got a privacy fence, any of that. If there's no covering, i.e., God, it's preaching in here today.
Ooh.
Preaching in here today. Let me eat. Listen, if
Go ahead, bro.
if the pool is not covered, right? That means anybody can come in and pour what they want to pour. It is up to you as the pool to continue to work to filter that thing out and call out for help. Hey, I'm turning green. Somebody come fix me blue. All right, I'm done preaching, man. You got it, bro. I just felt like that was gonna help somebody, man. I'm on one today, bro. You got it. Go ahead.
All right. One of the last pitfalls, right, that we don't talk about. Why are you questioning the marriage? There may be nothing wrong with the marriage, but you may be the problem.
Okay. Can I eat?
Go ahead, bro. Eat.
This is on there because I had to look in the mirror. Because this was me. For real. My marriage wasn't terrible. My marriage wasn't by far anywhere near bad or anything like that. The problem was me. I wanted, and I wasn't paying attention to my needs. I mean, I had my needs, but I wasn't paying attention to my needs because I wanted. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I know where you're going with this, bro. Come on.
My needs as a husband were being covered, but because I had wants that I was disguising as needs, I was ready to blow the whole shit up. You understand? So you got to get to a place of maturity, and I know that's hard in this new season that brothers are in and queens that are in because they can't really see eye to eye. I'm not going to use the word trust, but that's what it is. We don't trust each other. So how can we sit there and be married to each other? That's why they like, I don't want to get married. What's the point? Or people are getting divorced and they're like, I will never marry again. It's because you can't see eye to eye. You're not understanding the simple complexity of you think this is your need when really it's a want.
Ooh.
You are the problem there. You got to fix you. If you're not okay, you can't walk into a situation and go, this person will make me whole. That concept of you make me whole and all that, I hate that. Like for real. Nobody can make you whole and nobody can be your peace. To me, that is, people are not going to like this. That is suicidal for somebody to be your peace. Because what happens if that person passes away? What's your point of living? That was your peace, right?
Boy. Come on, brother.
They can be a part of your peace, but they can't be your peace. That we can't do that. And that's why I'm telling people, just look in the mirror, deal with what you got going on, and be open-minded too, so that you're not ruining your marriage, man. Because it's like, what was the purpose of getting married if you're just gonna come in here and just beat your chest the whole time? That goes for men and women. You can't do this the whole time. We gotta adapt to one another. It's two different human beings having two different human experiences, attempting to become one under a source. You know how hard that is as a human?
Woo! Boy, bro, come on with it, man.
No, you got it.
Nah, look, the only thing I'm really gonna add to this, because you covered everything I would have honestly said. The only thing that I'm going to add to this is something that was told to me prior to my marriage. You can't go to your spouse to meet all your needs. you have to go to the Father. Because if, like you said, if you go to your spouse for all your needs, they gonna fail you. Because, like you said, some of the wants that you consider needs won't be fulfilled.
And the person is human. A human is always going to let you down. It doesn't matter how much statistically this person has been there for you. You are, as a human, you're selfish. Everybody is. You can't run from it. I don't care how much you donate to the homeless. I do not care. I'm telling you. And if you was in front of me, anybody, I would tell you, you are selfish, but you have to be in order to live. Maslow's hierarchy, you know what I mean? That's how it works. You know what I mean? And for those of you who don't understand what that is, look it up. I'm not about to go deep into that right now, but Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You have to be selfish in order to survive in life. You have to eat food. You're not gonna. Well, you could go ahead and eat. I ain't ate in a week. You'll die. You gotta eat. You understand? So it's okay to be selfish, but you also gotta understand there's a thing as going overboard with selfishness. Just like anything in life, too much of something will harm you. And
That right
sometimes y'all, them needs that y'all got, sometimes y'all be doing too much, bro. It ain't a need. It ain't that serious, bro. Oh, I gotta get laid 5 times a week. That might be true in your fantasy bubble, bro. But I think if Shorty put it on you 3 times out the week and it's all 3 of those times, I don't think you're gonna be complaining. That's just me though.
Hey, you talking right, bro. So what's up?
But you got anything to add to that? You good?
Oh no, we good. That was smooth. We good. We got nothing more to add to that. We good.
Okay. I got $1 million question for you, and it's especially for you.
Okay.
How are you maintaining your identity while being married? How do you know that you haven't become Married Mike, and Married Mike looks nothing like Mike?
All right.
Nothing like Ty, nothing like Mike B. You know what I mean? Like, I really need to know that because, and I'm asking this question specifically to you because I've been around so long, and I have my own thoughts and opinions, right? But I feel like there was a shift. Me personally, I feel like there was a shift, right? Doesn't matter if I feel it's good or bad. I do feel like there was a shift, and I watched the shift happen in real time, and I was like, I don't really recognize him anymore. Shoot, go.
So maintaining my identity. So yes, I am still the person that I was. Well, let me correct that. I am not the person that I was in the sense meaning that I grew into the person who I'm meant to be.
All right, let's not cheat. So tell us who you were before you were married.
Before I was married, most people would tell you I was a loudmouth, high energy, giving the glory to God while still dipping my foot in the world individual. Hands down. I will be. Listen, what I say? A foot? Yeah, I would say a foot, maybe a foot, maybe a leg. You know, dipping into the world. Not gonna say I didn't fall short, but definitely did. But I think what happened was as I grew older in my relationship, meaning with my wife now, I just growing with her, I started to notice things that I needed to shift. I'll come on in and say it. I'm pretty sure I've said this before. I had a DUI at age 22, right? It was my first ticket of any ticket ever on my license or anything. And I didn't realize I had a shift then, but I didn't realize that the shift wasn't completed. Because I was still doing certain things that I was like, oh, I'm fine. I'm not doing anything crazy. But it was this one night where Steph, we went out for my brother's birthday. And I got too drunk, and I couldn't drive myself home. And my girlfriend at the time, Steph, drove me all the way back home. We were in, I think, Nyack, somewhere over there in New York, and she lives in the Bronx. She drove me all the way home in the morning, made sure I got home, and then Ubered home. That was one of the most difficult conversations I had with her after, to talk about the whole situation. And at that situation, that started a change in me, because like we said earlier, do stuff in moderation. I wasn't doing certain things in moderation. And it took that situation for me to begin to shift my moderation. And not to be frank, also, I'm pretty sure that was also the time period right before COVID hit. So all those situations hit me. So I had to grow my spirituality with the man upstairs. I had to grow in my relationship with God. Mm-hmm. And that was the major shift. God has always been center for me, but I truly wasn't giving him all of me. And as I started to take away what Michael wanted, what Mike wanted, what Ty wanted, I started to see what God wanted, and what I wanted also for myself, but I just didn't realize it in that time and point. So that's how I made my identity, because my identity is in Christ. Now, with me being who I am and believing in Christ, I knew God had to be the center of my marriage. So that's how I maintained who I am as an individual, because I have the faith and a relationship with Christ. I maintained who I was, and I'm maintaining who I am now.
Okay. So I guess I'll speak to myself. Me and you can do our thing off air for the sake of time. The question is, how am I maintaining my identity now that I'm married, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So the identity adjusts, in my opinion, I'm not doing it based off anybody else's, is that I have always been a wise old man, but also been a perfect polarity of a big ass kid. If you've grown up around me, if you've had the pleasure of speaking to me, you've either been like, just as a nerd, or damn, just be preaching too much. It's always one or the other. It's never, I mean, it's one or the other, right?
Yeah.
Never been. I'm gonna speak bluntly on this, and just close your ears if you're sensitive to certain noises and certain vernacular. Never been a bitch. never been quoted as just ran from this X, Y, and Z. And I think that's to a fault, because a lot of things that have happened in my life I would have avoided if I would have just ran, but I was too much of a let's stand on this, let's do this and that. Mm-hmm. Those things have still to this day translated into my marriage, to a point that my wife, who is this mild mannered country girl, walks into rooms and she like, nah, we're not doing that. This, and my own brothers would be like, yo, what you do to her, bro? Like, she was not like that, bro. Why she did? What are we doing over here? You understand? So I feel like that identity of myself has been brought over. But as aggressive as people think I am, it's because of my wife now. I've taken on some of her personality, that mild manneredness. I'll be letting a lot of stuff just make it, bro. I'll be sitting there. I'll go outside. And I know it's going to sound crazy, bro. I take my socks off, bro. I put my feet on the grass, bro. I just look up at the sun, bro. Mild man, bro. Real talk, bro. I be riding horses, bro. That's not my identity. It wasn't. Let me say that. It wasn't my identity. That's not what people know me as. It's like, well, hold on. Just on a horse, bro? Doing what? Just riding around? What's up? That's my new identity, bro. The things that people feel that they know about me are still there. You can still have a conversation. Like, real talk. My sister called me and was like, she was just talking. And she was like, you know what's crazy about you, bro? You still got your Jersey accent. You've been in Texas for mad long, bro. Like you just like it don't make no sense. How do you still have a Jersey accent? And then on top of that, you still got a Jersey number. I said it's never changing. I don't care where I'm.
Facts.
It's
Yo,
never changing. We're not doing that.
facts.
That shit is out. We're not doing that. Now you'll hear twang come in here and there because I'm embedded in what I'm embedded in. This is, home from home, but that ain't never changing. That's the identity. That's who I am. That's where I grew up. That's the foundation. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got it in. So that part never changed. But if I'll be lying if I'm saying I haven't changed. My new identity is the best identity. Let me say it again. My new identity is my best identity. But you may know me as just Bus. But please don't get this confused. I'm still him. It's just you get a little more chances now. Cause you know me as what? Running in your mouth.
Hey.
Now it's what? Well, let's talk about that, brother. Why you feel like that? we gonna chop it up and go there. And then if that don't work, then he'll come out. The identity is still the identity. So I'm saying all that to say this. When you get married, you don't have to lose pieces of yourself unless you need to lose pieces of yourself. Like I needed to lose my nasty attitude. I could still be just Bus as a man and not walk around mean mugging people all day. It's unnecessary. I'm in Houston, Texas. If you mean mug another person in Houston, Texas, they liable to pull a ratchet on you because they're not used to that. It's about respect in Houston, Texas. Say, man, what's going on, man? What's good, bro? Head nod, something like that. Whereas on the East Coast, it's pretty much, what up, bro? And you move around. We don't take it as disrespect. It's that's a love language to us, for real.
Yo, that is so true.
You good? Hey, yo, you good? Yeah, I'm good. You good? Wow, yeah, you good. And we move around, bro. You do that down here, you good? What you mean? Yeah, man, good, bro. What's up, man? Two different worlds, bro. You gotta adapt. Sometimes you might have to compromise on some things like that. To me, my identity, some pieces of my identity, I had to let it go, bro. For real. Between me and you, I had to let it go because it's like it's not going to benefit me here. What's the purpose?
Yeah.
And I don't miss it sometimes, man. A lot of times I don't miss any of that shit. I'm like, yo, I'm good where I'm at.
Yeah, facts.
But to answer the question, keep the pieces of you that make you you. The good parts, bro. Like me, big ass kid, Batman background. You know what I mean? My wife is like, yo, you really are him. Like you nothing but Batman. Every time I see Batman in the store, I'm like, oh yeah, this right here, let me add this to my collection. We're gonna do this. Y'all, we good. She embraces that. She like, nah, that's my husband. He a big ass kid when it comes to that. But nobody can come in and violate and be like, oh, your man, he a boy. My husband take care of the house. He do this, and you're not about to do that. And I'm not saying this is something I do. My wife has done that to people. She's done that in front of Mike. She's done that in front of the bros, and they be like, she wasn't like that in the beginning, bro. What you do to her? I have the answer now for y'all though. You want the answer?
Yeah, talk to me.
Be myself. And allow her to accept me as I am, bro. And when I started doing that, she did the rest, dog. That's the answer. So if people are confused and they're like, I don't want to lose myself in marriage, I don't want to change up, you ain't got to. Allow the person to accept you for who you are. But if you got some ways about you that they feel are nasty and they telling you they're nasty and they're not being all in their feelings about it, look in the mirror and change those things or adapt at least.
Check the man in the mirror. Just saying.
Right. Now, when times get rough, why do you choose to stay, Mike B?
Because I have 2 reasons. I believe in marriage. 1, right? And the second part of that is with any marriage, you got to work at it. Marriage ain't just a piece of paper, even though people think it's a piece of paper these days. You have to work. You have to put effort in it. It's like dancing. You can dance by yourself, but when it comes to tango, bachata, all the couple dances, you can't dance by yourself. Kind of look weird. You need your partner to balance. So it's like, yeah, time to get rough. I don't see how you just leave something if you don't put the effort in. If you just letting everything just die. I can see why you don't want to stay. But if you actually put the effort in and take time to learn one another and go to God about it also, it makes it all worthwhile.
Respect. Yeah. I want to do a dramatic feel. I like the dramatics. I like for us to, have a viral clip. Ask me the question.
So when times get rough, why do you stay?
Because I believe in ordination. I do believe that somebody can be ordained for you. And when they are ordained for you, I want to be very clear. I respect God more than I respect my pleasure. Let me say that again.
Boy!
Let me say that again. I respect God more than I respect my nut. You understand? Because a lot of the times when you really break it down, if the needs are not respect-based, loyalty-based, the necessities for real, the real necessity, if it's not those things right there, a lot of the times it's your wants. And with wants come feelings, my opinion, right? And I'm from a different place, a different time, you know what I mean? No disrespect to anybody else, but wants and feelings, and as a man and things like that, you can have feelings, but to be in your feelings too long, to me, that was considered out of pocket. We don't do that. Again, where I'm from, as a man, we don't do that. It's not the healthiest either, in my opinion, as a therapist, for real. As a man, you can be in your feelings. It's cool to be in your feelings, but deep in your feelings and staying there and seething in it, you're not really designed like that. You're not going to get anything accomplished. So if your wants are attached to feelings, and you going based off your wants, oh, she not doing what I want, she not doing this, aren't you going to make an emotional decision, brother?
That right there.
So my philosophy to keep me out of trouble when things get rough, because they still get rough after 15 years, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. When things get rough, I remind myself this is ordained. And if this is ordained, that means this is a good thing. If this is a good thing, you should respect that this is a good thing more than you respect the fact that you're not getting your wants hit at this moment. Because I don't know how she's going to feel about me saying it on air, but I'm going to say it. There were times where I didn't feel like my wants was being hit. Fast forward to today, bro, I would never imagine my wife hitting these wants over excelling and killing these wants. I'm like, damn, bro. Ain't no way. And then I do the classic. What's his name? Because where you get that from? Where you learn that from? What you doing? Well, like how you learn how to? Because you're supposed to be with me this whole time, and I remember what it was like in the beginning. So either you tell me what's his name or what's the YouTube channel. But that's me being silly. But I'm being serious, bro. Like you're gonna if you really serious about your marriage, ladies, fellas, anybody that's in marriage, for real, you're gonna go through a time. If the person is really ordained for you, in the beginning, they may not do something that you want, right? But after the time periods and working with each other, growing together, growing pains as you get through it, you're gonna start to notice this person gonna become literally somebody else, and you're gonna be like, yo, it's a bit much. You're giving me my wants. You're giving me a little too many of my wants, man. Like, what you do wrong? You know what I mean? You're gonna start questioning yourself, like, what happened? Where we going with this? So that's my answer, man. Like, I respect God more than I respect my human pleasures. That's why.
Ooh. He who finds a wife finds a good thing. Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Yes,
Mhm.
sir.
So my big shebang question for you, and I'm gonna let it rock and let you eat. When you don't get the intimacy at the level you desire, how do you remain faithful?
So when people hear this question, they're gonna think, "Oh, sex off the top of the rip," right?
Right.
It's part of it, but it's not all of it by itself. Intimacy is all the things you can think about: spending time together, doing things together, all that good stuff. Not getting it at the level you desire. One thing I've learned is that life has seasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some seasons will be more plentiful than others. And it's just like farming. Farmers go through a dry spell every now and then. It's going to happen. Life has ups and downs. Just don't let the down season affect the whole year, if you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to be fruitful again at some point. It's just having a rough time right now. So that's basically answer your question. Keep it short and simple.
Okay. I feel the same way. But I'm gonna go ahead and say put a time limit on it. And people not gonna like that, and that's okay. Give your partner a time. First of all, figure out what the issue is, right? And if the person, you nor the other individual, can figure out the issue, then go seek help.
Mm-hmm.
Easy, right? But if you don't want to seek help, then y'all need to give each other a time limit of, hey, we don't really know what this is. We can't really pinpoint it, but we're going to give each other 3 months to figure it out. 6 months, 7 months, a year, whatever. Y'all don't figure it out in that time and y'all didn't pray about it or y'all didn't win. However you get down with your foundation, if y'all have done those things and there's still no thing, this is why I told y'all I'm big on it. Go ahead and get that divorce, bro. Go ahead. It's not going to work. Because one thing I know, and I'm speaking for men, and y'all can say this is a stereotype. I don't care. I'm standing on what I said. Like I said, I've seen over 200 couples, and this has not changed about men. If we want something bad enough, we going to work our asses off.
Yes, we are.
We're going to
Yes,
work
we
our
are.
asses off. And in the span of 0 to 3 months, 6 months lately because of inflation. So let's go 0 to 6 months. We will achieve it. If we really, really, really want it bad, if we really, really put our mind to it, if there's nothing around to get in the way and we just like, you know what, this is me, I'm locked in. Kind of like sports. I'm locked in. This is me. I want this. We're going to go get it. So, Queens, if he tell you, oh, I'm going to marry you, and it's been 3 years. So, so, ask me the divorce question. Go ahead, Mike. Ask me the divorce question.
Is divorce celebrated, my brother?
Because it came out of a need. We needed divorce in a certain season, right? I can't recall the season. I got to really go back and do my homework. But there was a season when me and you were alive. We were kids, though. It had nothing to do with our generation. But I think it was our parents' generation where somewhere in there, that year, whatever year that was, shot in the dark, maybe 98. I don't know. There was a year where divorce was needed, maybe 2005, something like that. Divorce was needed because they didn't have it together, man. It was toxic. It was disgusting. It didn't look good. It didn't look good, and it was affecting us. Hence why we and the further generations are so wicked out and messed up with these new relationships that we are in, and why the dating pool has septic in it. So hear me out. We've gotten to a point where divorce was needed in that season, right? And what happened was it happened.
It
But
blew.
nobody showed us how to be married in this new season. So now all we've been doing lately is celebrating a divorce because of that season, whatever that season was. It's kind of like the triple XL white tees that we used to wear back in the day, right? That was celebrated, you know what I mean? When Atlanta had the rap game in the chokehold and all that, that was celebrated. And in this season, though, why would we still celebrate that? Like, that's not it.
All right, so I have something to say about that, and I've learned this recently. I think you're spot on about there was a time period where it flipped, but honestly, I don't think it's as clear and cut and dry. I feel like it was an agenda.
Oh yeah, I was trying to be cool for the sake of time. I'm
No,
trying to be cool.
No. I'll say it quickly, but it was agenda. I think people were trying to push divorce and show, oh, it's okay. You can get divorced anyway. Not realizing that marriage is so easy, but divorce is so hard to get out of. And and the funny thing is, in Florida, where I do live now, you know it's required to do premarital counseling before you get married. And in Jersey, not required. In my honest opinion, you do that, a lot of people ain't gonna just get married for no reason. You ain't gonna have those issues. But then to caveat that also too, back to what you said, divorce is celebrated, but divorce is not happening as much to the population as people think.
It's just glorified more.
It's just glorified more. Just to let you guys know that divorce happens, and this is from statistics. I forget where I got it from. Probably about 25% of marriages that actually happen and in divorce. And when you look at certain types of relationship, like I'll say this for all those people who have a thing with Christianity, Christian marriages in particular, if I remember correctly, I was told that Christian marriages end in divorce at like a 12% rate. And at the same time, all these numbers are estimated because they haven't really done a full study, because you can't, how you actually track that.
Right.
But just talking to individuals and interviewing, surveying them, they came up with these numbers, and I'm like, this is why. It goes back to promotion again. They want to promote divorce in your face and not realizing marriage is actually number one in the country.
That's real. That's real.
Yeah, man.
That's all I had to say on that. That's real.
Yeah, same here. This one, we kind of talked about it earlier. But I'm gonna get at you. I'm gonna get at you ladies real quick. I love my women. All right. Oh yeah. Especially my black woman, Leia too. Married single woman. If you don't get what I'm trying to say right now, you're married and you still think you're single. Single mindset. We said it earlier. Two become one. You have to shift your mindset. You can't just focus on yourself anymore, because it's not just you anymore. You have a man, woman, whatever floats your boat, that's relying on you. And I'm not saying relying on you as you're supporting them. Yes, there's support, but it's not support that they need you to stand up on two legs. No, it's for when times get hard and they ain't got it, and you supposed to have their back. And when you ain't got it, you're supposed to have their back. We need to shift our mindset from being single to being one, like we said earlier. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Okay. I did not know that's where you were going with that. I definitely, I like it. Especially Queens. Yeah. I'm a rock with Mike B on that. You know, you got to be able to allow yourself to relinquish control on some things that you have been doing in masculinity for a little too long, right? So I'm gonna rock with Mike on that. But there's another side to this.
Oh yeah.
And I get it a lot, right? And then I said I'm on one today, Mike, and I'm gonna finish how I started. I get a lot of brothers that come to me and they be like, yo, you low key, you be Captain Saver for the women. You be standing a little too hard for them, and I be like, bro, one, back up, you too close, right? That's the just busting me, right? That's one. Two, if not me as a black man, then who? Because you're not gonna do it, bro. Right? Somebody got to protect the queen. So let me protect the queens on this aspect. Hold on, let me say this though. What Mike B just said is facts. Queens, get that together. That's a y'all thing, right? But it's a y'all thing because of the brothers I'm gonna talk about right now. Bro, you got some married single women, not by choice. Because these brothers is lazy. They getting married, she doing all the work, he's sitting at home playing Xbox. Cause real men play PlayStation, but you know, that's here nor there. But he said that when we playing the game. Or, you know, he not tending to the needs that you need him to tend to. Or let's say he don't know and you attempt to teach him, he ain't teachable. This is the way it's supposed to be. You a wife, right? Go do this. Women are so masculine in this season because men are feminine in this season. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. There's yin and yang. If one is one way, the other has to be the other way. It don't matter what your gender was assigned at birth. I ain't talking about that, bro. I'm talking about strictly two women, two men, man and woman. If it's two women, one has to be masculine, one has to be feminine. If you got two feminine women walking in the room, we think that y'all homegirls. The world is not going to address you as, oh, that's your lady, that's your man. You understand? Same thing with two males. One gotta be feminine, one gotta be masculine. If y'all both feminine, I'm not taking you serious, bro. I don't care. Listen, this is me talking. I'm not talking for nobody else. This is me talking. I'm not taking you serious. If you come in here, both of y'all, and you know, some brolic joint. What's up, bro? What's popping? Oh, what's good, yo? To the other one. Mm-hmm. One need to be like, hey, okay. Hey, how you doing? I'll be a little softer with you because you the feminine one. All right, yo, how you doing, bro? All right. What's good, bro? What's good, bro? All right. But you can't be, right, coming to me and saying, hey, I'm the masculine one, but you on your femininity joint. Like, we're not doing that. So, like, I'm trying to tell you, bro. If you're going to be a feminine individual, let me do that. Feminine individual, right? Don't be confused when the person is taking on the masculine role and then I'm looking at you crazy. Let me not mince my words. Fellas, if you're going to walk around here talk about you the alpha male and you that dude, I need you not to be operating in your femininity. It don't make sense, bro. And you leaving a married woman single at that point. And then you get confused when another brother can sense that energy off of her and he playing in her face. And she might give him the time of day, she might not, depending on how loyal she is to yo broke, corny, stingy, grungy, trash ass. But you know.
No here, no there.
Oh, so I got two questions for you in ending, okay?
Yeah.
Any thoughts on the rising trend of open marriages? Did you even know that was a new trend that's rising?
I had a funny feeling it potentially was, because we are now in an overly sexualized world. So every and anything is now acceptable versus how it used to be back then. So
Sodom and Gomorrah. Go ahead. Sodom and Gomorrah, go ahead.
No, I don't think there's too much more for me to add. I'll wait for your perspective, sir. Because I already know you about to come crazy. Come on. I said, look, I threw up the oop. I'm waiting for the dunk now.
I think I'm gonna actually chill on this topic, man. I really am. This is what I will say. Okay, as a professional, I have no beef with it. I understand where it's coming from. I think Mike hit it on the head. We've over sexualized things. But if you really want to talk about the other side, I just think that people don't know how to. They don't. Everybody's got a microwave mentality. I want it now. I want it quick. Nobody likes the oven anymore. Nobody likes the slow baked chicken wings, man. It's something about the slow baked chicken wings, man. It's just it hit different. But some people like the air fryer as opposed to the oven. Air fryer has its needs. It's quicker. I get it, but it don't really hit like the oven. And what I'm trying to say about all that creativity jargon is, yo, people are to a point now where they want to share their spouse with the world and also keep their spouse to themselves. Now that don't really make sense, but it makes sense to the people that I'm talking to. There. You have a lot of women now that are considered unicorns, and I'm getting a little too deep for some people, but I'm gonna just touch a little bit. You have women that are considered unicorns they're literally single and they go into marriages and they have sex with the couple. I don't have no beef with any of it. What I will say is that I just think we're getting to a place where the definition of marriage has changed, and people are more concerned with pleasures. We're more concerned with pleasures. Again, this is me talking. If that's how you want to live your life, by all means. I'm talking about pleasure. I'm not talking about nothing else but pleasure. If you want to live your life based off of pleasure, we only got one life to live. I want to have fun. I want to live it up. By all means.
That's your choice.
It's your choice. Just live your life. If you have some type of spiritual foundation, I'm here to let you know. I don't personally think you will be convicted if you choose to dabble in pleasantry. This is just me. Y'all can kill me in the comments. I don't care. This is just how I feel. All right. Because I don't think one sin is bigger than the other sin. I feel a little way about rape and child molestation and things like that, but who am I? That's my faulty trash human flesh, okay? But that's here nor there. I still stand on the no sin is bigger than the sin thing, right? But there's such thing as overindulgence. Just be mindful of that. For whomever it may concern, just be mindful of an overindulgence, because I can't sit there and villainize you if you say we want to introduce somebody into what we're doing. If you feel like you prayed on that and you got a confirmation that that's what that is, who am I? Who am I? You understand? There's some things we will never understand, even if you say, "Oh, that's not in the holy book," bruh. Some things we don't understand as humans. You just gotta let some things go. Okay, you understand? And it's not your situation. Mind your business. You understand? Especially if somebody's saying they prayed on it, you gonna go, you prayed on it, and that's what the answer you got. Say less. You walk off. You walk off. You leave it alone. You can't go, ain't no way. Not my God. Whoa. Relax. Relax. It's a rising trend, but I don't think it's so much of a trend. I just think that people are going back to a way things were. Because if you look at history, this was prevalent. Even if you go into the holy books, this was prevalent. The kings had concubines. You know what I mean? So it's there. It's there. We're gonna leave that there. It's a thing. Just don't overindulge. That's my warning to people. Just don't overindulge. That's all. Now, in closing, Mike, is it worth doubling down on your marriage?
Yeah, definitely. Why? Because it goes back to the scripture I mentioned earlier. It goes back to my foundation with the men upstairs. I look at marriage as a blessing. He purposely tells us to be fruitful and multiply. Right? That's a blessing in itself. God blesses people to have kids. Like, everything that you do in a marriage is a blessing if it's ordained by the men upstairs. So anything you touch with your marriage, as long as you are both aligned with the men upstairs and on the same path, one accord, it's a blessing. And that's why I believe it's worth doubling down on your marriage. Even if you don't see it as a blessing right now, and it's issues that you can definitely work on it, because a marriage is a blessing. Point blank, period.
I respect that. My answer is it depends. It definitely depends. 100% what Mike said. If it's ordained, you got to work for it. You got to go hard for it. You got to do things that you've never done before. 100% stand on that. For those of you,
go ahead, tell them the real. I know.
Out here marrying people because of the way they look, or the way they do that little twisty trick that you like, or the money that they got, or they got good genes to make a baby with and all that. I got news for you. It's a reckoning coming for you. And you probably shouldn't double down on that, because there's a such thing as casinos that exist. And if you double down on a losing bet, and like that, folks, I'm gone.
See y'all next week.
What up, listeners? Mike B here. Hope you enjoyed the episode. You can find us on IG at BMM_podcast. On TikTok at BMM Podcast. Facebook, just type in the Batman Misunderstood Podcast. And then you can find The Neighborhood Therapist at The Neighborhood Therapist on IG. And you can find myself at MikeB_BMM on IG. And if you want to connect with our producer, the DJ himself, Mr. DJ Daxter, check him out at DJ Daxter on IG. Alright, folks. See y'all next week.